family. How are we doing? I'm not feeling too great this morning. Don't know why. Been a bit rough. But hey. You okay? It's 9 o'clock in the morning. And what does the O stand for? Oh my God, it's early. It's not that early, is it? It's only 9 o'clock. We're okay. Still keeping this crazy Saturday morning thing going on. My other half's watching, so that's good. Right, good start. Cup of tea. Bit of a busy week this week. Everybody else had a busy week. I'm going to be making two things today, both for lunch. It's going to be quite cool. But that's good. I've got two people watching, two of them being Cheryl. Right. Oh, I'll tell you what I do need. Bear with me a second, folks. Oh, 4 people. Excellent. Give us a wave. Let us know who you are. 5 people. Let's rock. I'm back in. Right, that's good. Let's do this. Alright, now we've got 5 people. That is enough for me to show you what I'm going to do. Excellent. Alrighty, now we've gone down to 4. I've frightened them away. Alright, so here we go. So today, I'm making basically roast dinner. You're going to make this Sunday. You're not going to follow me today. I'm going to do this today, and then you're going to do this once you finish your dinner. Hello, Belinda. Morning. So, leftovers, Yorkshire pudding wrap. Alright? Plain flour, milk, eggs. That's for your Yorkshire pudding. I'm going to show you how to make the easiest Yorkshire pudding mix. If you've got your own mix, I'm not going to stop you making it your way. Alright? But this is the way I make it. If my mum sees me making it, she'll shake her head. She'll go, "Oh no, I can't believe you make it like that." My mum literally does not whisk it. I think she just uses a fork and mixes it up. But her Yorkshire puddings turn out. Being a Tesco's driver, I can't believe the amount of people that buy ready-made Yorkshire puddings. They're the easiest things to make. Just a bit of time and effort. You're making roast dinner anyway. But 9 times out of 10, when you see people buy Yorkshire puddings, they also buy chickens that are already roasted. Anyway, so basically what we're going to do is we're going to make a Yorkshire pudding in a roasting tray. Now what I've done, for the speed, I've got a roasting tray in here. So let me show you. So I've got a roasting tray in here. Oh, Smoky Joe. Alright? Roasting tray with a mixture of vegetable oil and a bit of duck fat, because, you know, it's got to be good for you, isn't it? That goes in the oven. That's on about 200 degrees. It's got to be really hot. So I've got it on fan about 200. If you've got a gas, about 7 or 8, something like that. Anyway, and get it in there for a good 10 minutes before you start it. So I'll put this in 10 minutes before we go. So we're going to make our Yorkshire pudding first. Then we're going to make the filling. So I've got a roast chicken here. Yeah, which I'm going to cut up. Alright. Oh, you can't see that yet because it's all down here. See, I'll show you in a minute. So we're going to have rocket creme fraiche leftover roasties, which I've got, and some leftover roast meats. I'm going to go through the meats as well, and then you've got some sauces to go in there as well. So you got you need vegetable oil, which is already in the oven heating up, Dijon mustard, or anything you like really. Salt and pepper, really simple. Okay, so let's crack on. I'm going to bring the camera down so you can see what I'm doing, alright? Let me bring the camera down. There you go. Beautiful. Right. Let me bring the board in a bit so you can see what I'm doing. Move it out of the way, you don't need to see that. Right, not yet anyway. Here we go, it's a busy board today. So here we go. So as I was saying to you, I've got, let me just straighten that up a little bit. I'm going to straighten up a little bit. I think it's that way. I've got to just make sure I'm straight because it's doing my head in already. That's more like it. There you go, that's better. Right. So here's my board. Here's my bowl. Let's make some Yorkshire pudding first. So don't worry about the chicken. So I've roasted the chicken. After your roast dinner, got leg meat, you've got your white meat, whatever you want. I've got wings in there that we can nibble on. And I've got some onions underneath here that I'm going to use, alright? So let me show you. So I've got the chicken in there. That's chicken fat. You can use that for your roast potatoes. But underneath here, you've got these onions. And they've been roasted underneath the chicken. So this has been in the fridge, right? But those onions are going to be full of flavour. So we might be able to use those in our dish, alright? But we'll work that one out in a minute. We don't need to worry about it yet. First of all, let's make our Yorkshire pudding. Easiest recipe in the book. Now, I gave you some amounts. Then let me go and grab some flour as well, because I've put the flour away somewhere. This is a good one, Dave. Hold on a sec. Let me go and get your flour. Hold on. Oh, I don't know. Is it this one? Oh, it isn't it? Yeah, there you are. Yeah. There you go. So, there you go. Right. Flour. You don't need to measure this really. You just need 3 containers that are equal. So there we go. Now this recipe, you'll see all the chefs do it. They can't box away anything out. And this is the easiest way. Now the good thing about this recipe as well is you don't really want it the Yorkshire pudding to puff up too much. So literally I'm putting equal amounts of flour, milk and eggs in those glasses. Equal amounts, that's all you need to make a good Yorkshire pudding. That's it. So flour, 4 eggs, alright, 1, 2. Everybody gives kittens about eggs, but they're so cheap. I don't know why people worry about them so much. A lot of eggs, yeah, but only about 20p each, and nothing. Not expensive at all. Right, there you go, there's your 4 eggs. Alright. We're going to add a bit more flour, because we need enough mix to do the business. So, there you go, that and that. A little bit more of flour. Because what we're going to do is, we're going to do I'm going to do another dish while this is making. This is cooking. Alright, so we're going to do this live, the Yorkshire pudding. So there you go, there's that. Let's get rid of that. And then cow juice, let's go and find some cow juice. There you go. Right. Level it out, always level it out. Make sure you've got enough here. That's it, alright? That's your Yorkshire pudding mix. That's all you need. Alright? And then what you do, there's no secret to how this mix gets put together. You can put the flour in, you can put whatever you like in. Alright? Don't need to sieve it. Don't worry about anything like that. Alright, your flour's in, done. Get this out of the way. Get some salt. Where have I put my salt and pepper? There's pepper. Let's go, let's get that one in. Bit of seasoning. No. Isn't it just a pancake? No. Oh, good to have you, Becca. Morning. Salt. There you go. Eggs. There's your eggs in. Cow juice. That's it. Right, we're quite done. Right, now, what we're going to do, give it a bit of whisk up. Get the flour going everywhere. Excellent. Don't worry about the lumps too much. Now, they'll say put it in the fridge for an hour. Don't need to do that really. Just give it a mix up. Mix it up. I'll try and get the lumps out. I don't like the lumps personally. All right, and there you go. That's it. And that's your batter for your Yorkshire puddings. Now, what you could do, I just sounded like my nan there. Yorkshire puddings, she used to call them. Bless her. A tickle of oil in here. I've always put a tickle of oil in it, just to make them crispy, but we don't need to make them too crispy. A little bit of oil, and that will make about, I don't know, it depends how big your pans are. I use large muffin trays, so it makes about 6. But I always overfill my Yorkshire pudding mixes, so they're like armchairs. But this will turn out lovely. Right, now let's get these Yorkies on. Now really depends on whether or not you've got a non-stick roasting tray or not. This is where the fun stops, folks. So we're going to keep it on a high heat. And we are going to throw this bad boy in. Alright? So give it a good old whisk up. Mix it up a little bit just to get it into the corners, because you want to make it as rectangular as possible. Like that. Okay, there you go. Get that in the oven as quickly as you can. Alright? Okay, that's that. Wowzers. Let's get it in the oven. Lovely. Right. Let that roast for about 20 minutes. That's it, done. Top shelf, about 200 to 180. I'm going to go 200, I'm going to go high. Let's go. Right, so that's in the oven now for about 20 minutes, okay? While that's cooking, we're going to prepare our chicken, okay? So the reason why I came up with this dish years ago, I made this about, I don't know, anybody that's worked with me, I don't know really. I think it's the, Becca, good question. I'll tell you what it is. I think it's the method of cooking. I think the hot fat and the fact that you're cooking it in an oven, what happens is, I think, it's quite clever really, isn't it? Because what happens is the edges go up and the middle bit stays down. And there's no real rhyme and reason. You cook it for a lot longer as well. So with a pancake, you cook it quite hard and fast, and you don't give it the chance. And it's got it's all about creating an environment in the oven. Because what happens to a Yorkshire pudding when you open the oven? You release the heat and it drops. So it's got to be something to do with the temperature and what you put it in, I suppose. So putting it in a large roasting tray, it's only going to raise up the sides. I'm not sure why it does that. Part of the science of cooking, I suppose. And when you ask a question like that, I don't know. You know, like a lot of chefs, it just works, doesn't it? You know? So, hey. So, I bought the induction hob in, so you can see what I'm doing. So I'm just going to use this one side of a chicken breast. That's all you'll need for this recipe. Now this is a large chicken. This didn't take long to cook, about an hour, because I spatchcocked it. So what that is, so what I do with this chicken to make it cook faster. So if you're ever in trouble and you want to cook it faster, take the backbone out, split it, lay it flat onto some onions and roast it hard for about an hour and a half and it'll roast. So look, this is perfect, right, this chicken. So I'm pulling it off. I don't need to take a knife to it. And all the meat is perfect, alright? Okay? And it'll be just on the money. Don't be frightened of chicken. People are so frightened that they're like people tell you to not do this, not do that, don't stuff it, a lot of old rubbish. All that's doing is to protect themselves, because you can stuff a bird, you just got to cook it and make sure the stuffing is cooked inside. I've never had a problem. But I'm taking the skin off, we don't need that. So what you'll end up having, when you have a chicken, everybody goes to a chicken breast, leaves the legs alone. So we're going to take some meat off the legs as well, okay? So we can show you what you do with those. Because what I'll end up with them is, what normally happens in a household is the dad gets the legs. He doesn't have much choice in it, I'm afraid. He just gets given it because all the kids want the breast meat. Is that about right? Okay, so we've got this meat. That's all on the money. Right, the thigh meat. The The top end of the thigh is not dark. Look, it's lovely, perfect. Probably has the most flavour. If you go to an Indian restaurant, 9 times out of 10, they'll cook with thighs as opposed to breast, because it just tastes better. And they'll cook it on the bone as well. In my experience. Okay, so we've got this meat here. So what we're going to do with this, we're just going to lightly pull it like that, and put it to one side, season it up, ready to go. So just pull it so you've got nice bits of meat. Now the beauty of this dish, what it does is your leftover meat is expanded into a larger dish, and I'm going to show you how that works. So you've got one chicken breast. This will feed about 4 people, because we're going to do like leftovers, like what you would have after a roast dinner anyway. So tomorrow when you do your roast, cook a few more roast potatoes, and then what you do is you wrap this, leave it overnight, and then on Monday for dinner you bake it in the oven and finish it off. That's it. Serve it with a bit of gravy. So what I did, so this is where the leftovers come in. Look, that's quite a lot of meat really. So that's that. Beautiful, isn't it? Easy peasy. There you go. So that's all your chicken done. I'm not doing anything that's over the top or too skilled. Look, there you go. Loads of chicken. And look how much chicken's left there. Loads. Alright? So that's everything you need really. Right, onions. I'm going to take these onions off. They're going to go here as well. We're going to use them. I'm going to caramelise them up now. Alright? So that's that. We're going to put this away. Don't need that anymore. Put this back in the fridge. Now the jelly in there is perfect. Use that for anything. Right, so the other day I made KFC. I found a new way of doing it, so I was well happy with that. I made the KFC gravy. So that's going to be served with the Yorkshire pudding later. Or, when you do your roast dinner, that's your leftover gravy. Put it in a jar, put it away in the fridge, use it for a rainy day. Right, so there you go. So let's put that in here. So your chicken, put that away. Don't need that anymore, done. Okay, lose that. Your roast potatoes. Literally what you want to do with those is mash them up like that. I've got a load of roast potatoes here, like that. Now what we're going to do, so this is not wasted, we're either going to have it for dinner today, or we're going to have it for lunch today, or we might have it for dinner tomorrow, but I think we're going to have it for lunch today, because what we're going to have tomorrow is, I'm going to show you what I'm going to do today for that, so you can see what's going down. Right, so look what I'm doing, just crushing them in my fingers. That's what we want, some crushed potatoes. Beautiful, like that. Okay, put that back in your bowl. So literally I've got a load of roast potatoes left. You could have 4 or 5, it doesn't matter how many you got, as long as you've got some, okay? That gets moved to one side, let's leave that at the door there. Right, got my tray. Let's go and get a non-stick pan. So, hopefully I've got time to make this other thing, which I wanted to make. Right, we're going to heat this pan up. What's on show? Let's get rid of that, don't need that. Lovely. Okay, so here we go. Next thing. Tea. Tea's important. Hello, Henry. Right, pan's warming up. Onions. So I've got a couple of onions here. You could use all of them. Okay. So that's that. Now what I'm going to do is, because my other half doesn't have onions, I'm going to show you what I'm going to do with these. I'm going to serve them on the side, but you can serve them in your wrap. Oh, I was going to do a wrap joke, but we'll do that another time. Right, okay, onions in. So that's got all the chicken flavour in there. Give that a good, going to give that a season. So when I worked in a restaurant years ago, we used to use the onions and potatoes underneath the roast joint. Now, if you want a little tip for the top, don't peel your potato. Get a large potato, top and tail it, and then you got the potato. Cut it about 1.5 inches thick. Put it on the bottom of your roasting tray with onions sliced in half. Okay. When you put your roast joint on, it could be beef, pork, chicken, whatever you want. Put that on top, and that's your what they call a trivet. which raises the meat off the roasting tray. Little dash of water, season up your meat, roast it as per the instructions, alright? Then what you do, take the chicken out to cool down. You've got roast potatoes and onions underneath. Take them out and roast them in the oven. Oh my God, they're the best things you've ever tasted. And what the chefs used to do when I used to work with the chef, when I used to work in the kitchen, that used to be our dinner. So we used to roast those up afterwards. Customers never got them, that was for us. They got the potatoes that we roasted afterwards. There you go, bit of pepper. Now you can put some herbs in there, but it's not necessary. Let me go and get a spoon. But those roast potatoes, imagine, right? They used to have all the flavour in it. But all we're doing here is I want to caramelise these up a little bit, flavour them up a little bit. What you could do here, a little tip for the top, you can make a little onion puree. So you put them in a jar, blend them up, you've got an onion puree, full of flavour. Alright? No extra work, just you've made it by just sitting it under the chicken. It's got chicken flavoured onions here, caramelise them up. See how quick they caramelise now, because they've been sitting there all the, you've got there's no extra fat added to that dish. It was literally chicken, a little bit of rub of rapeseed oil, and that's it. Yorkshire pudding. Sticking a little bit, but it's nothing to worry about. I'm going to add a little bit of water to this. Okay, while that's going on, I'm going to do something really quick. Add a little bit of water to that, just to stop it sticking, and it'll slowly caramelise. Look at that. Oh man, natural sugars in onions. So when you do this, if you were to caramelise onions, you cooked them for about 2 hours, all shredded up in a pan, nice, low and slow, you'll get lovely caramelised onions. A lot of chefs, to speed it up, will add a little dash of sugar. You don't need to, they've got natural sugar. Look at the brown, this coming up, look, browning up. Lovely. Right, I'm going to make something else now. This is something else we're going to have. Don't know if we're going to have it tonight or what, I don't know yet. The kids have got a virtual camp, so they might be serving this as their virtual camp dish. Right, I've just thrown 500 grams of beef mince in there. I saw this on the internet and I thought this was a great dish. It's so simple, good snack here. We're going to put it into this pan as well once the onions come out. Alright? Good viewers, thank you. Thanks for joining in. Make some comments, say hello, ask me loads of questions, it's alright. Come on, let's keep this channel going, eh? We'll beat this lot down, we'll have a great time. Here we go. Right, so the onions, slowly caramelise, look. They start to brown up a little bit, look. The colour doesn't come up as well. But they were pale before they went in there. My Yorkshire pudding is happy. A mate of mine who's just had a baby, Henry, when I showed him how to do a Yorkshire pudding wrap, it was like a revelation. It was great. Okay, so there you go. Onions are good. Now what I might do here is, I was going to puree it up. It might be nice to have a little bit of onion puree in there, it'd be great. But let's keep it chunky for now. Okay, so that's that. So let's get a little glass jar, let's leave it out, move it out of the way for a minute. So you've got some nice caramelised onions going on. Look at that, beautiful. Now they'll go in the dish if you want it to. If not, serve it on the side, it don't matter. You could caramelise that even a little bit more if you want, but that'll do. Right, onions out the way, done. Let's wash this pan out. Okay, so the pan's washed out. We're going to do a quick dish now. Quick dish. Here we go. Boom. Let's get the onions out of the way. Right, so this is back on. Switch this on. Wipe this down. Wipe this out. Wipe out. Right, a little bit of oil. Okay, just to tickle. We're going to do this in real time. I've never had this before. This is the first time I've ever done this. Right, so beef mince. This is for a little burger street foodie dish, okay? Right, make a note, folks. I'll write the recipe down anyway. Good teaspoon of smoked paprika or normal paprika, whatever you want. A teaspoon of celery salt. Use quite a lot of celery salt. There you go, teaspoon of that. Smoked garlic granules or normal garlic granules. Don't put fresh garlic, it'll burn. About half a teaspoon. There you go, that's in there like that. Alright? Can't really see what I'm doing. Alright, let's move that in there so you can see. There you go. Okay, so in there I've got beef mince, 500 grams. I've got celery salt. I've got smoked paprika, onion powder. There you go, that's that done. Alright. And then mixed herbs. That's it now. Teaspoon of mixed herbs, that's it. Alright? And then salt and pepper. So there's all your spices, job's good and done. Alright? In there, a good pinch of salt. Okay? Don't be shy on the salt, or it will taste like mince. If you want to give it some flavour, get the old trusty baseball bat pepper mill, get a good glug of pepper in there. Alright? That's it, done. Okay, now we're going to mix it up. Give it a good old mix up. Alright? Right, next thing, wash our hands. Now if you don't like burger cheese, I mean everybody likes a bit of burger cheese. Red Leicester, nice and mild, nice and sweet. Everybody likes a bit of Red Leicester. So I've got a bit of Red Leicester on a grater. Alright. And then this one. So basically I'm filling time here because we've got a Yorkshire pudding cooking. So here we go. Bit of Red Leicester, not a lot. About that much. About a fifth of a block of Red Leicester. Right, grate this in. Nice and fine grated, not the thick stuff. Get that in. Alright? Probably need about half of this. So it goes into your beef mince like that. Alright? Now I've used 5% fat, we don't want loads of fat spitting everywhere, because what we don't want it to do is it affect about half of that, probably about 50 grams, not even 50 grams, about 25 grams, something like that for each one. Okay. Cheese gets put away until we work it out. Right, here we go. Give that a good mix up. Make sure you get the cheese everywhere. You want the cheese in amongst it. Alright, look at my hands, like a claw. Just give it a good old mash up. Alright? Right, this is where we change it up a little bit. So, basically we've made a beef burger. Alright? Now, what we're going to do, give this a wipe down. Wash my hands again. Get a sunny wipe. What a crazy world we live in now. We live in a world now where we're sanitizer crazy, and what will happen is about 10 years time they'll say sunny wipes are bad for us or something. Right. As a great Admiral Akbar would say, it's a wrap. Had to do it. Been there all day. Okay, there you go, folks. So you got a wrap like this. Take a nice healthy ball of beef mince, okay, and push it on. Push it onto the wrap, okay, like that. Never done this before, so this is going to be fun for all of us. Okay, so this is it. So you put a nice layer of beef mince on the top of the wrap, okay, leaving about a 2 centimetre gap around the outside, Notice it's going to be nice and thin, so it isn't going to take long to cook, alright? Okay? So this will probably make about, that one 500 grams will probably make, I don't know, 4 the quarter pounders type thing. There you go, look at that. So there's your beef there, right? This is going to be put away, we're going to make some more later. How long we got? A minute. Oh, Yorkshire pudding's looking good. Where's the cloth? It's a bit mental, but that'll do. Okay. Now, what we're going to do is, we've got the oil, nice and hot, and then what you do is you grab this like that, and then you're going to throw it upside down, okay? Like that. Do you know what I mean? That's what we're talking about. And it fries up. Okay? Then what you do is get rid of the spices a little bit. So this is quite a little, like, nice little dish. If you haven't got burger buns, you've got wraps, this is the way forward, folks. Alright? They used like a commercial bread of some description, I'm not sure what it was. But yeah. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a bit of that oil out, it's a bit too much. Okay, that'll do. Okay, so there you go. Fry it up. Lovely. Make sure it's nice and cooked, get a nice colour on it. Then we're going to flip reverse it. I'm going to show you what we're going to do in a second. It's quite cool, I like this already. Right, while that's cooking, let's make, so we're going to, this is the beef burger wrap that I'm going to make here, this one. So, in my ingredients, I mentioned that you could have roast beef, there you go, that's the Yorkshire pudding done. This is nuts, it's all kicking off, isn't it? It's all kicking off. There you go. Oh, that's hot. Don't try that at home, folks. So the burger's happy there, so it's a good smell in here at the moment. Let's keep it going, I want a nice colour, but we've got to turn it over, alright? Don't know what this is going to turn out like, folks. Without the added safety net, I don't know what's going to happen. Right. So the Yorkshire pudding is ready. I'm going to bring that in a second, but we're going to do this first, alright? Oh, hello. Right, so what we do now is do that. So I've flipped it, and then we're going to cook the outside. Turn it down a bit, Smoky Joe. Alright, so that's that. Turn it down. And then what we're going to do, oh man, that's disgraceful, in a good way, look at that. Look. So we turn it down. Now we're going to cook the other side of the burger. So the one side is fully cooked, and now we're cooking this side. Alright? And then what we're going to do is we're going to have a look at this. And then we're going to get the Yorkshire pudding out there, it's done. I'm going to turn that off for a minute. Actually, I need to switch it on because I need to... Alrighty, here we go. So this is this side. Then we turn it over. Look at that. Come on. There you go. That's beautiful, huh? And then what we're going to do is we're going to serve it on here, cook it, finish it off. Now, it didn't take long, did it? What a revelation. I didn't think I'd have cheeseburger wrap for breakfast. But hey. Look at that. Now that's easy. Now you could put anything in that. You could put lamb, mince, pork, whatever you like. Your favourite burger mix, whatever you want. Look at that. That's great. Now how about that, folks? How easy is that? Now you could put other things in there. You could put rocket in there. You could put loads more cheese. You could put bacon in there. As long as the bacon was already cooked. Because you've got to remember, this is already cooked. You don't want to have raw. You don't want to have raw beef. Right, let's have a look. That's all we're talking about. Lovely. Let's have a try. Works for me. Could do with some more cheese. But there you go, folks. That was easy enough, wasn't it? A little burger wrap. Easy. Lovely. Right. Tasty. Probably cooked a little bit less. Perfect. Well, that's out of the way. So that was a quick one, wasn't it? Right, I've got a pop bowl here. Wipe this down. So here we go. This is the end. Okay, so what we're going to do, I've got my Yorkshire, let me show you that. Brought it out of the oven. Hold on a sec, let me get grease proof on here first because we've got to wrap it. It's a wrap. Come on, where are you? There you are. Right. So, first things first, we've got to put our grease proof down because this is what's going to help us wrap it, alright? Bit of grease proof down, alright? That's that out of the way. Nearly done. What was that? Oh, nothing too serious. Alrighty. Next thing we want to do is put some kitchen roll down because we need to drain some of the fat off this. I know, Becca, it's a revelation. It's just nuts, isn't it? It's a beaut. I saw it the other day online and I think we could do variations on that. Right, first of all, I'm going to take some of the oil off this Yorkshire pudding because check this out. Right, so there's my Yorkie. Boom, look at that. Rocking and rolling, that is. So I'm going to take it out, put it in there. We've got to take some of this fat off because we don't want it to be too fatty. Alright, but it's going to go in the oven again. Alright, there's my Yorkshire. Alright, and then what we're going to do is I'm going to get some more kitchen roll. Just take the fat off. Alright, just so it calms it down. You don't want it to be taste fatty. Right, so that's our Yorkshire pudding. So that's what it looks like when it comes out of the roasting tray. All happy and ready to rock. Now we don't need to worry about, we need to flatten this out a little bit because we want to make it into a wrap, don't we? So there you go, there's that. Beautiful. Alright. Now, it's a wrap. Take away the kitchen roll. It's not too bad actually. Right, now we're good. Now what we want to do, flatten out the edges so it's a nice pancake, Becca. Right, so that's that. Now what we want to do now is we're going to mix up some creme fraiche. This is the end now. It is, isn't it? That Yorkshire, that burger thing. It's just the best, the best. So try and get your roasting tray nice and hot, and this is what you'll get. So the thin part inside is fine. It's all happy. All right. So what we do first is get some creme fraiche. Put that into our little bowl here. This is going to go and make one layer. All right. It's going to be beautiful. Not much more than that. That's all you'll need. Okay. So you can see that there, and then we're going to put some Dijon in there. Just, I've got about 2 tablespoons, 1 teaspoon of Dijon. Don't want it too strong. Lovely, nice Dijon. Okay. Okay, mix it up so you've got a nice bit of creme fraiche and Dijon like that. Okay. Then what you're going to do is you're going to put that on the inside layer of your wrap. Save some back. So think about it. You've got one chicken breast, and what you're going to do now is you're going to layer it up with all the lovely ingredients from your roast the day before. All right. And what this will do is this will create nice. So we used to do I had a story earlier that I just stopped talking about because I started getting excited. Anyway, when we used to work in restaurants, we had to find a way, especially when you work in a contract catering, a way of economising. And what this does is that, say if you have roast beef, you can put 12, well, we used to have larger trays. We used to be 12 full slices of beef, but it used to serve 12 to 15 people with just one slice. One slice of beef, because it just had the effect of because it's a wrap, everybody loves a wrap. Right, salt and pepper. Now what we've got to do is get some rocket or spinach, whatever floats your boat, and put that in like that. Look at that, looks lovely, doesn't it? Like that. Chicken. Now if you put chicken in there, you can put avocado, alright? Whatever you like really. Like that. Then what we're going to do is we're going to put our roast potatoes in. Nicely crushed like that. Now you could, if you wanted to, serve it like this, like a big English pizza. Put a load of cheese on it if you want. But this is just to use up stuff, alright? So we've got roast potatoes in there, alright? That's beautiful. There you go. And then, in between that, your chicken. Like that. Okay? And look at that. Looks great, doesn't it? Look at that. It's a winner. Right. This is where the fun stops, folks. I say that every week. And now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to add if I can find a big enough spoon. I'm going to add some of this gravy just to help bind the chicken and everything else. Just a little tickle. Don't have to do this. You can put a little bit of mayo in there, whatever. Or well, probably some of the creme fraiche is a good thing. And then we're going to give it one more season. You want to make sure you get into the corners because you don't want to serve a piece with nothing in. All right. So So the rocket's quite peppery. All right. Now here we go. Let's move this out of the way. I need a bit of khum. Now the onions. I would put onions in there, but if we put onions in, it's a game changer for us here. So we're not going to do that. So now, here we go. So what you do, bring this up here. If you have cling film, you could use that. Make sure the edge goes right into the wrap, and then bring it in. All right. Now here, we need a bit of glue. So we're going to put a bit of glue here, just so it holds like that. And that is the remainder of the creme fraiche. Look at what I do with my fingers, pushing it in like that. Like it goes here. But see my hands there? And then what we do is bring it forward. And again, make sure it knows it's getting wrapped up. And then what you do is get it in there like that. And you've got a nice wrap like that. But what we're going to do is we're going to take it home here. Alright? Let's move that out of the way. Just move that here for a second. I'll show you what I'm going to do. So, once you've got it wrapped like that, bring it in. Look how much it makes. It's amazing, isn't it? Now, once you've got it here, watch what I do. I've got my hand here and my fingers here, like a claw. Push it in, like that. Make sure it's nicely set. This is what makes it nice, look beautiful. Well, as beautiful as a roast beef wrap can look like. See how tight it is now? And there you have it, guys. that is what we're looking at. Now, what you do, ideally, that's the word I was looking for. Ideally, what you would do is you would now put that in the fridge and let it set, okay? But you want to see what it looks like, right? So I'm going to cut it in half. I would suggest that for this, you could probably serve about that much. Serve with some gravy, some bread, away you go, all right? But I'm going to cut this in half so you can see what it looks like. And there you go, look at that. So you've got roast potatoes, chicken, Yorkshire, and all the gubbins all involved. Look at that. And then what you do to heat this up, I would cut them into your pieces, and then put them into a roasting tray and bake just to heat through, probably about 10 minutes at a high temperature. All right. And that's it really. What I'm going to do is I will take a picture of it once it's roasted for dinner tonight. But that is all you do, folks. All right. Wowzers. How about that? So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to put this in the fridge, let it set. So, like I say, make sure it's a nice tight, what we call a roulade, or whatever you want to call it. And then put it in the fridge for later. If you do your roast dinner tomorrow, just do it on Monday. Get some Yorkshire pudding mix. Doesn't take a lot to make. And then away you go. And then what you'll end up with is a lovely roulade like I've just made. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to take each one and wrap it nice and tight, put it in the fridge, and then what we're going to do is tomorrow or later today, we're going to serve it for lunch. So, oh, now, even the roast potatoes are good. And therefore, we've just made another dinner out of a roast joint, couldn't it? Serve it with some gravy. What I've done is I've turned them into a roulade like that. And then that goes in the fridge and leave it. I'm going to put it on this part of the fridge. Where can I put it? Let's get the wine out. Don't need the wine. That's going in the fridge there. This one I'm going to wrap again. And then this one, let's turn this round. You can't see this, but what I'm doing is I'm just wrapping the two wraps up. And then that one wrap will serve maybe 5 or 4 hungry people, which is good. Look, nice little wraps. Another one goes in there. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave you guys to it in the afternoon, and I've just brined this pork joint. So I've brined this overnight in a solution of sugar, salt, star anise, cloves, and fennel seed. So and the sugar is brown. It's like light brown sugar. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to lift it out of the brine, wash it off, and roast it in the oven for a couple of hours. All right, and then we're going to use that for sandwiches, sliced meats, or roast dinner. We haven't decided yet. It's a wealth of stuff here. And then in a couple of days' time, I'm going to do a slow cooked belly of pork where I'm going to press it and make nice crisp crackling and go from there. So guys, I hope you've enjoyed today. It's been a bit manic. It's been good. I've done that in literally 50 minutes. That's beautiful, isn't it? Thanks for watching. Good figures today. Thank you very much for watching, and I hope you enjoyed it, okay? Don't know what we're going to do next week. Probably do a bit of baking next week because we've had enough of savoury. But if you have a go at the Yorkshire pudding wrap, give it a go. Bring it out the oven, bring it out the fridge, slice it, hold your hands around it and make it into like, you know, like Cinnabons. Get a roasting tray so you can put each one pointing up with the roulade there, okay? And sit that on and then put a bit of greaseproof, bit of foil, roast it in the oven for 10-15 minutes, all right? So it's heated through. Lift it out, bit of gravy, Bob's your uncle, all right? And that should be lovely. The onions, you can put that in the wrap if you want. If you don't, put it on the side. Serve some veggies with it. Obviously, it's got to have some green, hasn't it? And gravy. And you've got a dinner or a snack. Eat that cold if you like, if you want. It still tastes good. You could even make it a little bit smaller, so it's more like a wrap. But yeah, tell me let me know what you think. Hope you enjoyed it. Look after yourselves, and thanks for watching, guys. It's been brilliant. And you take care, all right? And I will see you on Sunday with the recipe, the next lot of ingredients. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.